Geena, thank you so much for being here today. We are so excited to have you as part of the Global Women's Forum today.
Thank you.
And, as a mom of a daughter, that video really, really resonated with me. The messages as well as some of the statistics are really fantastic. So thank you for sharing that with us today.
Thank you, yes.
So we would love to learn more about why you founded the Institute on Gender in Media, and really what was that pivotal moment for you where you were like, something really has to be done, and something has to be done now?
Right. It was, I know the exact moment. It was when my daughter was about 2 or 3, and I was watching the first kids TV show with her, and a little kids show, and she's on my lap, and as it's going on, I start realizing, oh my God, where are the female characters? There seemed to be just like one female character in this huge group. And other things I saw were like that. I started watching little G-rated videos with her, and I noticed there's lots of movies with an important female character in the lead, or important, but that the population was nearly bereft of female presence. So I didn't intend to go to the Olympics in this, but I found out that nobody else I knew was noticing. I would ask my friends, did you notice that that film that just came out only had one female character in the whole movie after the mother gets horrifically killed in the first 5 minutes? Not one of them had noticed. So I decided to ask people in my industry if they noticed. And so if I had a meeting with a director, producer, whatever, I'd say, have you ever noticed how few female characters there are in G and PG movies? And to a person, they said, oh, no, that's been fixed. And then they would name a movie with one female character as proof that gender inequality had been fixed. So that's how I decided, I need the data. Nobody's researched this ever.
Right.
I think we all just assume there's a lot of thought put into kids' media, and that it's good for them. Certainly, we know there's so much inequality in films for adults in general. We can tell that there's fewer parts for women, but I don't think anybody really notices that there's this big imbalance in what we show little kids. Anyway, so I ended up sponsoring the largest amount of research ever done on gender depictions in media, covering over a 20-year span.
Yeah, so that's fantastic. And I know, when you talk about the research, could you talk a little bit more about, what do you feel like are you most proud of around all the research? Because I know in doing some research myself, you've amassed the largest amount of research around gender in media.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So what the purpose of the research was, and what we do with it, is to go, because I'm in the industry, we can go directly to the content creators. We go to all the studios and all the networks and all the production companies. And last night we were at a joint meeting of the Directors Guild and the Writers Guild for the first time to talk about unconscious bias in the media. And we present it to them in a private, collegial way. I never bust anybody publicly. And the universal reaction is, they are shocked. Their jaws are on the ground. They literally are horrified that they're making entertainments for kids with so few female characters. Our research showed, as you saw, that the ratio is 3-to-1 male to female in speaking parts, but in crowd scenes, guess what percentage of crowd scenes are female in kids' movies?
10-to-1.
It's 17%.
Wow.
17% only are female characters in animated and live action.
Wow.
So I don't know how it happens. I can't explain.
Yep.
My only theory is that Hollywood writers think women don't gather. Otherwise I can't explain it.
So I know the Institute on Gender and Media that you've founded, your mantra is, if she can see it, she can be it. And I love that, especially as a mom of a daughter. But what does that mean to the way in which children view media?
Right. It's very, very important, and it's actually true. We judge our value in society by seeing ourselves reflected in the popular culture. So if you see yourself, you say, oh, I must count, because there I am. So what message are we sending to boys and girls about girls. If the female characters are sidelined and one-dimensional, very highly sexualized as well, even in G-rated movies, serving as eye candy, or simply not there at all. We're sending a very strong message that women and girls are not as important as men and boys, and that they don't take up half of the space in the world. The more hours of TV a girl watches, the fewer options she thinks she has in life. So that's a very devastating impact. The great thing is, however, media can cure the problem that it creates. We did a study of the occupations of female characters in all TV and all movies. And on TV, one of the highest representations of an occupation for women was forensic scientist, because of all the CSI and Bones and all that. So we don't have to work any harder to say, please add more forensic scientists that are women. But it's turned out over the past few years that the demand for courses in that subject has skyrocketed among women because they're seeing it. That, that's how they're getting the idea. Why otherwise would suddenly a whole lot of women decide they wanted to do that? So that's how critical it is. I happened to meet the president of Iceland, she was the president for about, I think 16 years. And she said that she would get letters often from little boys saying, is it possible, do you think, someday for a boy to be president? But that's what they saw, right? Yeah.
That's what's being modeled.
Yeah. Oh, you have your own, okay.
Yes, I do.
Otherwise, I wasn't going to stop talking.
No, it's interesting how there's kind of like two sides to the coin, right? And it's exciting, though, to see that you can have such a huge impact using the media. And we are. We did a survey of everybody in Hollywood who's heard the presentation and found that 68% said what they learned impacted 2 or more of their projects, and 41% said it had changed 4 or more of their projects. And movies are coming out now that we know we impacted. I would say pretty much, if a movie comes out or a TV show that seems to do well by women, probably I had something to do with it. I'm not, this is not me seeking credit or anything at all. That's fantastic. So for those of us that aren't necessarily in the entertainment industry, obviously we're working here at Wal-mart, what can we do to promote and really support your mission?
You mean besides donating?
Besides donating, yes. You can go to our website and donate and become a member.
No, it's fine. No, I mean, sure.
You can.
But on the website there are tips and things on how to get involved. One of the most important things you can do is share this with people you know. When you hear these facts, if it seems shocking, point it out to other people. Because it impacts all of us. We all, since we've seen this very unequal ratio since the very beginning, we have unconscious bias that we don't realize we have, and it's really impacting the choices we make. So it's great to know about that and notice it. Also, watch with your kids when they're watching TV shows or movies. Watch with them when you can, and this is what I do. I kind of keep up a running commentary about what we're seeing on the screen because they don't, necessarily aren't media savvy. So I'll say, hey, why do you think that group is all boys? Don't you think girls could have done that too? Or do you think you could have done that? And why do you think she's wearing that if she's going to go rescue somebody? But they're learning, yeah.
That's fantastic. No, and that's great because those are definitely tangible things that we can, immediately take away and do.
Right.
Great. So switching gears a little bit, we do want to make a special mention about your institute's founding of the Bentonville Film Festival, which is really, really exciting.
Yes, very exciting. Thank you. Thank you.
And I know it's the inaugural year, happening in May.
Right.
So would love to just hear and have you talk a little bit about the inspiration behind the event.
Right. May 5th through the 9th. It's very soon. And we're calling it BFF. Which is which is nice. And Walmart is our BFF because the idea for this came from Walmart, actually. They approached my partner in the festival, Trevor Drinkwater, and because he had a long-term relationship with them, and said, we just would love to do a film festival for women and diversity. And as soon as I heard about it, I was like, oh my God, yes. I mean, why hasn't somebody done this before? Yeah. And so soon, a lot of friends of Walmart, Coke, and Kraft, and we have a ton, and AMC Theaters came on. So we're the only film festival in the world with this focus. And the other incredible thing about this festival is, and it's because of our partners, we are, in the world, the only festival to offer guaranteed distribution of the films that are chosen. So AMC Theaters is going to show it in the theaters. Oh, wow. Lifetime is going to show it on television. And Walmart is going to have the DVDs in the stores. So it's unheard of.
That's fantastic. What's one of the things that you're most excited about the film festival this year?
Oh, gosh. Nickelodeon is going to slime me.
Nice.
I don't know if that's the thing I'm most excited about, though. We're having a premiere of Pitch Perfect 2 to end the festival, which everybody in the town is so excited about. Bentonville, as you might know, has no movie theaters. So we chose to have a film festival in a town with 0 movie theaters, but we're pulling it off. We're being creative, and I'm just excited for the town to be able to experience that. We've had so much support from everyone who lives there that it's just incredible. So we're just really excited.
And a lot of them are obviously watching today, so I'm sure you're going to have thousands and thousands of supporters at this upcoming film festival. So that's really exciting. Congratulations about that.
Thank you.
So since today has really been all about women's empowerment, we've talked about confidence, we've had panels on mentorship. I want to end one of the last questions around female role models. So I'd love to know who has been a female role model or a major influence in your life?
I would have to say Susan Sarandon, my co-star in Thelma and
Louise. Now I hear that it's the 25th anniversary of Thelma and Louise. Is that correct?
Next year.
Next year,
yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So everyone be on the lookout for that. That's really exciting.
I'll tell you a little story about Susan to show, the type of mentor that she was. She's so self-possessed and calm, and I've gotten more like her, but I always was a little hesitant to say my opinion, and wanting to please everyone and that kind of thing. So there's a scene, we finished shooting one day, and as we're walking to lunch, Ridley Scott, the director, says, I was thinking in that scene this afternoon, you guys are driving around and you're feeling like, yeah, and what if you were to sit up on the back of your chair in the car and just take your shirt off? And I said, I think they want me to eat lunch. I think I'm going to have to go and talk to you about this later. And so I run and find Susan, and she's eating lunch already. And I say, Susan, in the next scene, Ridley wants me to take my top off. And she says, oh, for heaven's sake, and throws her silverware down and goes over to Ridley and says, Ridley, Gina's not taking her top off in the next scene. And goes back to eating. And I was like, oh, I want to be like that.
So she definitely knows how to make a stand for herself.
She does. She just knows how to say what she thinks. Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. So what about, as a mom of a daughter, she always asks me all the time, what do you do at work? And, it's kind of complicated to try to explain. So with all of the things that you are that I mentioned in the beginning and all that you do, when your kids ask you, Mommy, what do you do? What is it that you tell them?
Well, it's been interesting. I did this TV show called Commander-in-Chief, where I got to be president.
Yes. First female president.
As you were. When they were little, my daughter was 3 and my twin boys were 1. Yep. And they came to the set every day, and they were crushing goldfish crackers into the Oval Office carpet, and So, but I don't know that they knew exactly that it was a TV show or anything. I remember a few years, actually, well, whenever Barack Obama became president, one of the twins said, "Mommy, I thought you were the president." Well, I am. But, you know, and then the first time they watched, the first movie that I was in, I showed them was Stuart Little. And I thought, just wait, they're going to flip. And they were just like, "Mommy, can we watch an animated movie instead? This is not that." "Did you notice Mommy's in the movie?" "Yeah, but it's not that interesting." So I don't get it. I don't get what they think.
Right. Well, is there anything else that you would like to share with us, Geena, about the Institute or any other stories that you wanted to share with the group today?
Thank you. No, I'm thrilled to be here. I really appreciate everyone that works at Walmart. I'm just so excited that we have this partnership now. I know we're going to do some great things together. Hate all my friends in Bentonville. Hopefully people around Bentonville, I've been there so many times now that they'll just be like, "Hey, Geena."
Just in town again.
I'm just in town, that's all. But I appreciate all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So I think I can speak for all of us that it's truly been inspirational to have you here today. And, you know, I love to see, you know, your passion on the issue of gender. It's so fantastic. And I think everyone here is really excited to, you know, continue to follow you and follow the Institute and the impact that you're having on the younger generation. It's really, really fantastic. So, I mean, if everyone would just join me in thanking Geena Davis for being here today.
Thank you.